Sports Jazz, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Isaac, Josh, we are live back again in your face. We have Europa today, and one of the matches or games to look out for, that is Manchester United in Portugal. In other words, FC Porto versus Man United, Europa. Remember the first game United drew at Old Trafford with FC 20, and this time they are facing FC Porto. Josh, what up, you're a Manchester United fan? I know you have issues going on where, as far as Ten Hag is concerned, but this is the day that all you, or in other words, today, all you Manchester United fans are supposed to be united.
Yeah. We are united. I don't know the issues you're referring to with Ten
You
Hag.
know,
I don't think Eric Ten Hag has any issues with him. If anything, we are most
his team has
concerned
issues,
about
Josh.
his team
His
does
team
not
has
have
issues.
issues. In the eyes of the fans who wish that
For a
it
team that
would
has
be
won only
leading,
one, Josh, for a team that has scored this season only one
yeah,
goal at Old Trafford and has
yeah.
won only one game still at Old Trafford, trust me, believe between me and you, we all know those are some serious issues. And Ten Hag has to address them. I saw him in one of the interviews saying, of course, they're all together in this collectively, but yeah, he takes the main blame being the manager. Anyway, once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Sports Jazz, Josh and Isaac. Let me looking at the last 5 matches of FC Porto. I see they have 3 wins and 2 losses, and Man United has 2 losses, 2 wins. Sorry, has 2 wins, 2 draws, and yeah, 1 loss. As they go to FC Porto, as the sorry, they go to Portugal today. And I'm looking at their injuries, of course, as always. They have Luke Shaw, they have Tyler Malasia, Lenny Euro, Mount. Maguire is out of the squad today because of the same issue. And FC Porto has no suspensions or no reported injuries. Josh,
They have Otavio, the center back, who has been
mm,
out for some time. I don't think he'll be fit for the game.
he's been out. So, in other words, he's not going to be at the Estadio do Drago
No, no.
tonight.
Dragao.
Dragao, yeah, Dragao.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Dragao Stadium.
pronunciation.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is correct.
it is a good place to be, but I think you can see how far both teams have fallen, because you wouldn't be expecting FC Porto to be in the Europa League. This is a very competitive team that has been a regular in the Champions League, and has lifted the big ears on 1 or 2 occasions itself. But that is how much that they've fallen after the departure of Conceição, the assistant coach of FC Porto, Vito Bruno, took
Yeah.
over, and yeah, he's their new manager. Much as you would say that Eric Ten Hag has issues of his own, this is a manager also under some bit of pressure, because they lost their first game in the competition against Bordeaux Glimt, and they were beaten. They were beaten by their arch rivals last weekend 2-0. So I mean, yeah,
Well,
it is an open game. It is a game in which both sides must be fighting for their lives to make a statement.
but
Manchester
I think
United.
Ten Hag, Manchester United needs it more. Ten Hag himself needs the 3 points more than any other, rather than
No,
the
no.
FC Porto manager.
I think you as a fan, you need it more than Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag knows
Really, Josh?
exactly. Yeah, Eric
He
Ten Hag
knows if
knows.
he doesn't win, if he messes around with his fan. I saw he said in his interview yesterday, said he's going to rather he knows the problem, and he as the manager has to sit down and he's going to find the solution. That means he already knows he's been messing up.
No, it does not mean you're messing up, but results. If results do not come your way, it means that you have to make a review of of your performances, and maybe make an assessment and get a solution for you to get better results.
Ziad, yeah, Ziad, what up, brother? What up? Yeah, we are live.
Ziad,
Zi-
man, too soon, too soon.
we are live, and let's cook him. He's saying uh, Ten Hag shouldn't be worried at all. And I'm telling him, I watched one of his recent interviews, and he didn't really look like a manager. Of course, he didn't look like he's really worried that he's going to be fired or he might be fired, but he looked a bit worried. I mean, things are going south. Yeah, Josh, just a quick rundown between United and, or rather, between FC Porto and United. Porto have won two of their eight European meetings with Manchester United. That is three draws, three losses. With this, their most recent game, that was in Champions League quarterfinal clash, won by the Red Devils in 2008, 2009. Then, as for Manchester United, they are unbeaten in their last 12 major European matches against Portuguese clubs with 9 wins and 3 draws since losing 2-1 to Benfica in December 2020, 2005. Then Porto have won
Yeah,
their last 3 major European home matches, all in the last seasons. UEFA. Sorry, Josh, you're saying something?
yeah. Speaking of the last game that Benfica beat
Josh.
Man United in 2005. Speaking of the last
Yeah.
game, Benfica beat United in 2005. You should know that in that game, I think the guy who scored the winner was called Beto, but Man United did not even get out of the Champions League group stages. We got so few points that I think we didn't make it even to the UEFA Cup at that time, to Europa. we we failed to be that. We had a very poor showing in Europe that season, and the manager at that time, you should know, was Sir Alex Ferguson. But we were patient, and he later on added on to the many trophies he had already won for the club.
Well, unlike that time, this time it's not Ferguson. And yeah, Ziad in the comment section says United still interested in Marco Silva, according to Duncan Castles, very close to Silva agent. By the way, Duncan Castle, is he the agent that broke the news about who's the last player United signed this season, Josh? I think it was
Mazraoui and
the
Kedik.
Lichten Mazarawi. Yeah, I think he's the
Yeah.
one. There was
Mhm.
Austin, there was Fabrizio, but I think he's the one who first earlier on, although people were writing him off. And yeah,
Yeah,
correct. I
but
see.
you see what happens is people like Duncan Castles, they have to blow hot air on everything that is surrounding Manchester United, especially if it involves a manager and they're friends with agents of some managers. They have to throw their names around to make it look as if it is a possibility. But the board at Man United, Ineos, they do understand where Man United is, and they understand the task at hand that the manager has. I do not think that they will be firing the manager anytime soon, because as you had Jim Ratcliffe in his own speech at some point, he was talking about the problems at United are not solely on the manager. There's much more that must turn around at United for you to even consider whether a manager is doing his job well or not. So for me, I know that results must get better. I mean, a manager should actually do his job and help the lads perform even better. But I'm not one to quickly want a manager gone, especially if the manager he's been
Well,
accepted
if he's
by the
not
club
producing,
to
if
he
he's
has
not
been
producing
accepted by
results,
the
you
club
should
to
go.
galvanize the side and help it during the transition period. You can let the manager help the transition part of the team, then you can let him go and get whomever you want. But too soon in the season, 5 games, and you're crying foul. A crisis at United ain't no crisis.
Just that's how things start. The next thing you know, you're saying there's no crisis. The next thing you know, you're in 5 games of the season, and you're still in the bottom 10. Anyway, earlier yesterday, Pep was asked about the sacking of managers, and this was Pep's response. He said, "People talk about projects and ideas; they don't exist. You have to win, or you will be replaced." Josh, get that? Yeah, I see.
Yeah, but he tells you now when he's seated on his high horse, but he was accepted sometime wherever he was for the things that he wanted to do to um, transform into the sides that he was coaching. I remember he was beaten badly. I think De Bruyne's Wolfsburg. Bayern Munich lost, I think, 4-1. And from that day on, he realized that he must do so many things on the training pitch to make sure that does not happen again.
Well, anyway, I see Ziad in the comment section about Jim Ratcliffe. Yeah, that's correct. He will be at the Villa game on Sunday. He says hopefully uh, he sacks him after the game. That's if pray,
But
because if he
but
loses
Radcliffe,
this game
but
and he
Radcliffe,
loses the Villa game,
but Radcliffe
yeah,
has been to almost every Manchester United game.
yeah, he will be this
Oh,
time. He will be at the Villa game,
he
Josh.
will be away. Are we
Yeah,
playing us
he will
away?
be away. Yeah, away, Villa away, Porto
Oh,
Villa
sorry.
away.
Oh, okay.
And by the
Yeah,
way,
but
the chase of keeping Ten Hag in the summer was all driven by Jim Ratcliffe. I also saw and read that somewhere. So yeah,
that what?
let him come around. The choice of or the idea of keeping Ten Hag at the club in the summer before the season started was driven by Jim Ratcliffe. Yep.
Yeah.
We see Ziad saying, we ain't won a European game away since Betis, which was in a match, March this year, 2023 round of 16. Yep. Then real quick, Ziad says need to toot to win. So this fraud is closer to the sack. I think he meant we need to lose. I don't know. He really wants Ten Hag out. How is it not a crisis? We are 9 points off. Josh, that's what I was saying. It's a crisis. I don't know whether they're waiting for you to lose 10 games or to
You
have to be into the season with having
we are
played 10
nine
games.
points. We are 9 points of fifth place after 5 games. I mean, this is not May.
That's not
So I
good,
mean,
Josh. That is
to
Manchester
me,
United.
to
That is
me, to
expected
me,
of teams of
to me, it is.
Newcastle,
You see,
Brighton, but not Manchester United,
that is
Josh.
where you get it wrong, because your mind gives you a picture of this Manchester United side, which is great and can achieve beyond your expectations. But for me, within my expectations that are more realistic, as a fan, I do understand where we are.
Okay, Josh, you're really you're really a fan of Ten Hag. I don't
No,
know.
I'm a
Maybe it's
fan of
because you don't want
Manchester
to.
United, and
I know you're a fan of Manchester United, but if you love Manchester
disruptive.
United,
I know
you
how
also have to.
disruptive. I know how disruptive it can be for a manager to leave a football club. So I do believe that maybe if you did let go of a manager this quick into the season, it might be just a bit difficult.
He says, yeah, Jim Ratcliffe only triggered the extension. That shows he doesn't trust in Nag. That is true. Otherwise, if they did trust
Then
him, they would have
then
offered him a real deal.
I can
More
also argue
years
that he
without the
trusted him
extensions.
enough to extend his contract,
No,
because
Josh,
he had no
there was
obligation.
no
He had no
credible candidate
obligation.
to replace him at the moment.
Exactly. So he had no obligation to trigger that
He had no
extension.
choice. He had no
Why
choice
didn't he
but
have
to
a
do that.
choice? Why didn't he have a choice? I mean, he would have let Ten Hag only run Man United for this season. Why extend his contract? Why give him an extra year?
Well, by the way, if United, Josh, out of UCL this season, they face a penalty of £10 million.
If if
As part
if
of,
if
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 yeah,
if why
as
if
part
why
as part
if
of the Adidas deal. Do you see any signs that they are going to finish in the top four? No.
this season?
If you say
I
yes, you'll
don't
be
have
pretending, Josh.
no. I
Then
don't have to
then that
see
means you're going
signs.
to pay.
I don't have to
No,
see
well, I see
signs
signs.
that they will.
Yeah, that they will finish out of the top four, Josh. It's written. It's all over. United's face unless they improve, unless Ten
I'll
Hag
get back
improves
to
his
you in
managing.
May. I'll get back to you in May and remind you
No,
of
May is
this
very far,
day.
Josh. We would say in February. February
No,
is good.
May. In Feb, there are no positions that are taken. In Feb, you
You
can
know,
only say you're out of it when you say 13th on the log and you're not part of the chasing pack. But I think we're 9 points off fifth. We are still within the chasing pack.
yeah, and the Porto coach Victor Bruno said, "I've had a lot of people say they, meaning Manchester United, have a rope around their necks." You see, even people are saying it, but we are
Continue
looking at our
reading.
objective to reach the next stage. Tottenham game doesn't represent the true value of Manchester United.
He continues to say that is in actual sense he is the one with the rope around his neck.
As you said earlier, both managers are under a lot of pressure, a bit of
No,
pressure.
because that is the expectation of the club. A club like Porto must win every game that it plays, and a club like Manchester United must win every game that it plays. But you must also be considerate of what is happening around that club for it to be able to achieve its goals. Sometimes people go about Manchester United. You know, they play a
Mm.
game and they are beaten, and the response of the pundits and analysts around who are watching this game when they talk about Man United, they're talking about Man United of the 90s. You know, but this is a United side that has spent over a decade without winning anything.
And that is very sad, Josh.
But
Just
I
before,
mean, by anything, I mean the league. So, as in, why do you constantly say that, in the 90s, we had Schmeichel, now they have Onana, there's not a keeper as good as Schmeichel. What's that rubbish? I don't believe in
Ziad
that
is
at
ask
all.
Josh, Ziad is asking you I mean, what excuses do you have this time? Judge, my expectations are top four three, top four
True.
this year. You blamed
Yeah.
last year on injury. So, what excuse do you have, Josh, this time? If we
No
don't,
excuse. If you will
no,
talk about that in May, see, I can't start debating with you the ifs of Manchester United after 5 games, because for me, like Ziyad, I also have expectations of finishing top four. I mean, a manager can be lucky on any day and he wins you the Europa League, and that qualifies him into the Champions League. I mean, maybe it will somehow his fortunes change because you've still gone to the Champions League anyway. Mourinho once said that top four is no longer important these days because top the prize that you get for being top four is the same prize that you get for winning a Europa League title, and the Europa League title you've won a trophy.
okay, Josh. Once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in Sports Jazz. Josh, I'm asking Josh, is Ten Hag in survival mode? I mean, as things are going, why I say survival mode? Because if he doesn't win the game tonight, okay, which is happening in the next few hours, he goes on to lose the game against Villa. It looks like he will be getting the sack, like it or
He
not. So,
won't. He
and I'm
won't.
checking
He
Premier
won't.
League
He
since Ten
won't.
Hag's check. I'm checking in the Premier League since he was appointed as the Manchester United manager. Rather, his team has only managed to score 120 goals. City have scored 204 goals. Okay. Arsenal have scored 191 goals, somewhere around there. And even if you look at the strikers that have come in, I won't judge Joshua Zirkzee so much because he hasn't played so much. He just joined this season. But a player like Rasmus Holland, we'll see that where he was in Atalanta, he was paying 39.6. Sorry, the touches per 90 minutes, 39.6. Okay, shots per then the shots per 90 minutes 2.65, and ever since he joined United it decreased to 28.7 touches per 90 minutes, and shots 1.55. That is below average, Josh. And this is when I say, actually it's not even a question, it's clear to say that Ten Hag is in survival mode right now. If anything
No,
goes wrong, if he loses the game
not
tonight,
at all. Not
more
at
and
all.
more,
That's a
because as
fallacy.
Ziad says
That's a
here, City,
fallacy.
Arsenal,
That's a fallacy of the
Chelsea,
media.
Villa, Spurs are all better than Manchester United currently. How is it a fallacy, Josh?
That's a fallacy in the media
How?
that you see all the things that you've read there, the stats that you've read there, they make for fanciful reading for a person who wants Ten Hag to get out of the club. But when you
Mm.
use the eye test and you be more logical, you would understand the circumstances under which those stats spell out the way they are. Because you yourself agree that last season was ridden with a lot of injuries, and then it was difficult for us to um, better ourselves. That mean in terms of the league position. But then again, you're quick to compare stats that over the 2 seasons that the manager's been around. These are the stats. You look at them. So I mean, the double standards I do not understand, but I get it. It makes for good reading for whatever statisticians who are hell bent on the manager leaving the club. But
Well,
he's
I
not
saw
in
Graham.
survival. He's not in survival mode at all.
He is in survival mode. I read
Not at
somewhere.
all.
I
Not at
think
all.
after the loss against what was the last team, Josh? Spurs rushing you 3-0. Graham Potter came out in Ten Hag's defense and he said, "You look at beyond results sometimes and look at the performances. United missed a lot of chances, and sometimes teams go through that period where you don't reflect your goal. I think he meant goal difference, and then a bad day comes along like Sunday. That's what they are dealing with." He was, I think he also went through the same thing at Chelsea. But Josh, for you to say that Ten Hag is not in survival mode is a bit unfair to
Not at
him,
all.
actually, and to even
Not
as
at
Manchester
all.
United
You
fans.
as a fan, you can't wait for
No, I don't want him
Eric Ten
fired,
Hag to be
Josh.
fired.
Let him get his points. Let him get his notes right. It's what I'm
It
trying to
does not
say.
matter. You
Let
see,
him let him
Isaac,
pick his
Isaac,
first 11.
Isaac, for as soon as a game starts, you want United to be 4-0 up in the first minute.
No,
You want,
I want the
yes.
club that I
No, no,
support
no, no. You
to be
just want,
scoring goals
no,
right away,
you
off the
just,
mark.
but that's not the United that you have at the moment. You once had it. The time you
I
felt
know,
you
just
have,
that's not the United we have at the moment, but at least let me see something promising. Let me see
you
something
see,
nice. You
come
cannot
on,
tell me we are going to be
Crystal
playing the
Palace,
way we're
the
playing,
Crystal
Josh.
Palace, the Crystal
Spurs
Palace
humiliated
game,
us.
the
Spurs
Crystal
humiliated.
Palace.
Postecoglou walked, man. It was very, very embarrassing because Spurs are also rather struggling. By the way, it's not like we're playing United or City or Arsenal. I mean, that I would understand, but Spurs re-nil at Old Trafford. Come on, man, that was
The,
unexcusable.
the Crystal
Unexcusable.
Palace game, the Crystal Palace game was actually very positive. We had
Yeah, but that
critical
was only one
performance.
game.
But listen to me. But for you, you didn't care how we performed. That was you did not want that performance. What you wanted was United to win the game, United to score 5 goals. But that's not
Every
where
fan
we
wants
are
their
as a
club to
club.
win the game, regardless of how you play, regardless of. I mean, every fan wants their club to be winning goals. Ziad goes on to say all managers had post Faggy. All managers we had post Faggy are poor. Finished Mourinho and Van Gaal, Ten Hag, Ole, Moyes were all frauds. No one else wants these managers.
You see,
By the way, Josh,
you see,
Josh, let me ask you something.
Ziad
Excuse me.
about
Let me ask
Louis
you
Van
something.
Gaal. Ziad, about Louis Van Gaal. You see, when Louis Van Gaal was at the club, there's so many things that he did for transforming the product on the pitch, even if the people around him were not interested in the product on the pitch.
Because
And
the
all
ball they were
first
playing was
wait, first listen
boring
to me.
possession.
All the
Okay.
guys, these English pundit, ex-Man United players, they all went about how it was boring that United had a lot of possession. Okay, And remember the players that we had. We had Tyler Blackett, Young playing in the back, in an 18-year-old Marcus Rashford, and players like that. Chadwick, Bothwick, Jackson. Those are the players that we had at the time, okay? But
Mm.
despite those players being at United at that time, we played beautiful football that could allow United to progress in the future if they continued to play like that. But guess what happened? I mean, I remember Scholes most infamously came out and said that Louis Van Gaal plays as Noah Fest, that the game was boring and blah blah blah. When Pep Guardiola came to England, he played exactly like Louis Van Gaal was playing at
Only that
United.
his was
Okay,
only that his team wasn't playing most of or majority of the game from their half. They were the other
who
side,
was
Josh.
who was who was on their team?
Who? What do you mean? Who was on their team?
Who played for Guardiola? Did you see Blackett? Did you see Bothwick Jackson? Did you see Marcus Rashford? Was the quality of players who played for Guardiola that quality? So at a certain point, if United was patient enough, maybe they by now they would have had an identity that was beautiful, and they would actually be winning games and dominating games, and maybe they would have been the new City, or even there before City.
Ziad says, I
But that
read Van
wasn't
Gaal. He
to
was the
be.
best. He was the best, but they were all past their best. He goes on to say about what he said earlier that all the managers are frauds. He says Ole Van Gaal out of the job. Moyes too. Then there is
Van Hal
Mourinho who is
retired
in
for personal
Turkey.
reasons. He
Yeah,
resigned.
I think
He
he
retired
has
for personal
you know,
reasons.
yeah,
He
health
resigned
issues.
actually.
Yeah, health issues. But Ole is out of the job. That is true.
He was
Moyes,
never. He
true.
was never. He was never the right manager to be in the dugout at
No, no,
United in the
no.
first place.
Yeah, I know, but his point is trying to say every manager that has been at United ever since Fergie left, they are all working. Either they all don't
Why
have jobs.
is
And if
that
you
the
look at
case?
Jose
Why
Mourinho,
is that the
went to
case? Why is that
Italy,
the
then now
case?
he's in Turkey. Sorry,
Why is that the case?
he's telling you they are all frauds. That's what he's trying to say. They are crap.
No, I do
If
agree. I do agree with not them being frauds, but them having been past maybe they are still by date. But the thing I'm asking, why is that the case with Man United? Why did Man United in the past keep making the same mistakes? And you would quickly understand that there was no structure meant to develop the product on the pitch. Now they have a structure to develop the product on the pitch.
but Josh, let
Why
me ask
be
you
too
something. Do you think?
why be too
Do you,
quick
Josh? Do
to
you
fire a
think
manager?
Josh, why do you think everyone is coming out criticizing Van Gaal? Now, let's even forget about the English
Yeah,
media. Let me
because
give you some. Let me give you some out of England. We have Van Basten who said, "Name one top player at Manchester United at a very top club. You see a top player. Rashford is very bad. Bruno Fernandes is a good player. Onana is a good goalkeeper. That's it. Casemiro is done. Garnacho is a decent player, but nobody carries on the team." He went on to say, "I saw a new player walking around at Manchester United, Ugarte, for 50 million euros. How is this guy walking around there? It's idiotic how much he, Ten Hag, has decided to invest in players who are not good enough." Josh, that's not the English media. And
no,
that's
I
a
can.
fellow Dutchman. That's a fellow
Yeah,
Dutchman.
yeah, but he's talking about the performance of a team on a night. I mean, it's okay for him to make that
Because
analysis
I mean, because whatever
of
is
the
happening is
performance.
becoming constant, Josh. That's why.
No, no, there's no word constant in whatever you've read. What you've read is an analysis
No,
of a
you.
performance. You see, he has just analyzed the performance of a game and things that transpired, which are unbelievable to him, because even maybe he has the nostalgia of a United side, which is going to win games, of a United side that shouldn't be like it is today. But the reality is, this is where United is. I mean, for all those years, we've been trying to get United out of the deep end, but I think it's starting to work now that they've sorted out the backroom stuff.
Yeah, Ziad, they've sorted out everyone actually. Ziad goes on to say Josh is angry if they sack Ten Hag. He's asking West Ham and Ipswich are playing each other. If either of them, I think, wins, they go above us. We will be probably in the 14th, sitting in the 14th position. But George wants us to be patient with Frau Ten Hag. I like how he calls him a Frau. Spurs beat us 3-0 at home ground with 6-1 position in the first half. Yo, that was embarrassing, Josh. That's what I'm saying. For
Yeah, it was
Manchester
also
United
very
this season
embarrassing.
to be
It
having
was
only
also
one
very
goal
embarrassing. It
at
was also
Old
very
Trafford
embarrassing
and no win at
for the
all.
referee. It
Rather,
was very embarrassing for the referee to send
rather
off
when
Bruno
win.
Fernandes in the manner that he did.
Yeah, and that's okay. The
To
card was
reduce, is
rescinded,
it okay? How
so
is
he's
it okay?
available.
How is it okay? That is a decision. That is a
Yeah,
decision
that
that has an
impacted the game.
impact. Yes, it is a decision that has an impact on the outcome of a football match. I mean, you cannot say it is okay. I mean,
How many goals?
Yes,
Spurs was
United was.
with how many goals, Josh, when Fernandez was carded? I think
It
two
doesn't
goals.
matter. They could have been with 10 goals at that point, but that impacts
I
the
got you.
game when you send off a player and you reduce the team, you reduce the other team to 10.
Well,
Greetings,
I
Anne.
see.
Greetings, Anne.
I see here it says that we keep picking fraud past managers. We need the best. And Josh, I asked you last time. You said you don't have anyone. You only see Ten Hag replacing himself. In other words, no one, right?
No one.
No, Josh,
But
there
at
is. I'm
that point,
forgetting.
we shall have that conversation. If he's sacked, I will have someone.
Well, he's going to be sacked. Let me ask you: do you think he's going to be sacked or no? I mean, I'm saying, by the time we come out of the international break, do you think Ten Hag
Nothing.
will still the Manchester United manager?
Definitely 100%.
Man, you have faith. You
Just
have
go to
faith.
the
And
just go to
yesterday,
the bank and get
see,
some credit
yesterday
and put it on
United
him.
proved to you that he's the man. He's the real man.
Who?
Last night, you remember we suggested these names, Unai, Amorim, and others, and you said no. I think you gave Amorim flowers, but as for Unai, you said no. He's not.
No,
But
no,
last
no, no.
night, with
I
how
did
they
not.
played against Bayern Munich,
I did
bravo.
not. But
That's
the point is,
extremely.
I did not. But the point is, this
You're trolling. That I agree by that with him, Josh. You're
how am
just
I
trolling
trolling, Ziad?
because you're not seeing the
I
facts. Even after telling you the facts, Josh, you don't.
what facts?
You're still hell bent.
What facts? The facts you mean is I should agree with you that Ten Hag should leave. Those
No,
are the
Josh,
facts.
it's because, man, you compare how things are happening. I told you last time.
Compare
I mean,
with
I got,
what?
got a bit concerned, Josh. I got a bit
Positions are
concerned.
taken in May
See how
and the
Ancelot
trophies are
is
won in May.
picking up. See how Enzo Maresca is picking up. Just players are adapting to his style.
Let me
There's
tell
a bit
you.
control.
Let me tell you one thing. You cannot compare even with Jurgen Klopp gone and Ancelot yet a manager, not yet a manager of Liverpool. It was obvious that Liverpool was in a better place than United was, even before they signed Ancelot. The
Well,
squad, Liverpool squad was in a better shape than United squad. So for
I
me, I
agree. I
don't
agree. But
understand
now
when you
let's look
say
at
that look
let's
at
look
him,
at
look at the other
Chelsea.
guy.
Let's look at Chelsea. The chaos when the season started. Players around 23 players being cut off. Even up to now, they don't have teams. Is it Gallagher? Then you look at Sterling and other players all around. I mean, the whole fracas, the chaos that was there. Pundits, journalists raining on Enzo Maresca, saying the ship is not going to last. For that long. And look at where they are right now, playing so good, scoring
After
goals.
after 5 games.
And how many, Josh? After 5 games as well,
Yeah.
Manchester United. 5 games. Which position
Yeah,
are you
but
ahead of them?
you see, there's so many things that you're confusing because the way you speak, you sound like
I'm not
the
confusing anything, Josh.
no.
I'm just giving you
Okay,
examples
okay.
because I
Where
think
you
it's
lose
enough
me?
excuses for Ten
Where
Hag,
you lose
Josh.
me?
We've
Where
given
you lose me?
enough. Ten Hag has had enough time.
Okay,
Three
then let's.
seasons.
No, let's do this. Let's just agree to disagree and wait for Ten Hag to be fired or not. Because for me, I tell you that in May
You
he shall
should let
continue.
someone car crash and he would clap at the guy who did it.
Come on, Ziad.
Yeah.
Ziad, that's not fair, though. I mean,
Once
Ziad.
again, guys.
Okay, this is. Let me tell you. Let me just give you a snippet of why I would believe that a manager like Eric Ten Hag should be given more time because I want
Okay.
progress at the club. I feel
And
that
also convince me
I
that he's
feel
not in survival mode, Josh.
that one is not at all, because
Okay.
whatever the thing you said about Chelsea, that is why I was saying you confused me a bit, because the thing that you were saying about Chelsea, it all starts with the pundits and the social media that is creating the chaos at the club when there is none, because Todd Bowley bought the players that he bought. I mean, the people who did not understand his decision on why he was buying so many players when he bought them. And remember, all the players that he was buying quality, he was buying the cream de la cream on the market at the point that he was buying the players. So for you who never understood his mindset and why he was buying these players, you were quick to say, oh, why is he buying these players? Why is he doing this? Why is he selling Gallagher? Why is he doing that? But when the sporting directors at Chelsea went and sought the services of Enzo Maresca, it was clear they had a plan on how they want the club to be run. And now this is a guy they were bringing in who already had a bunch of quality players. So from the quality players, when he chose the lot that he will work with, because it was a bloated squad, I mean, now everyone is saying, okay, this guy is a genius. But even when he said that he will work with this set of players and will not work with about 21
Josh,
players, I mean, the pundits and the English media
Josh,
was up in arms and saying,
if we are
why is
if we are
Chelsea
looking at
wasting time?
Maresca, Josh, if we are looking at Maresca, yeah, Enzo Maresca, I can see how he does. I mean, his research on opponents. He's, when he's alternating between controlled build up from the back and also being direct with runners behind, depending on the opposition's approach. I mean, if you look at the players, how they are playing right now, Josh, okay? In other words, if you look at Chelsea play right now, you see like at the end, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's really starting to I'm starting to enjoy the football that they are playing. They are scoring goals. They are finding each other. Okay, they look a team that is really, it would be even very hard for one to say Maresca just joined the club this season, but compared to Ten Hag, who's in his current third season as a Manchester United manager, you do not have your starting 11. Maresca
Like I
just
said,
joined. He already has his starting 11. Josh, he's doing
let's
the right
agree.
substitution.
Let
Ten
us
Hag cannot
agree to
even find the right
disagree.
substitution. If we look
And
at the
you,
Brighton game, one might argue that the substitution he did, taking off Maguire, bringing on, he brought in, I think, around three players, cost us that game, Josh. Josh,
yes, I'm
Josh, you're
here. I'm
quiet.
here. I'm here. I hear you. But for me, I say that let's agree to disagree, and you hope that you get your wish of yo, hey Fred, salut, and we hope that you get your wish of Eric Ten Hag getting fired. But for me, my wish is that Eric Ten Hag improves Man United going forward, and we can have
And that
a
has been
bigger
my
team.
wish for the last two seasons, even now, starting the third season. That has been my wish. As I said last time, he's been
Ah,
backed in every way,
no, it's
Josh.
not. No, it's not.
He's been back. Do you know what it means to let Cristiano Ronaldo go? A
Ah,
club
come on,
legend. No,
come
I'm
on.
saying for you to be backed, most managers would
He had,
not. I mean, you would
he had
go,
to go.
you
He
would
had
go,
to
you would
go.
leave the player behind. But
He
he
had
was
to go.
backed,
He had to go.
and Ziad says
Yeah.
that's
Do
what
you
you're
know what
doing
that
with Ten
means?
Hag.
Ziad, you should know that Eric Ten Hag has won 8 trophies in his last 6 years.
Oh, I saw him flaunting.
Yeah. He's won 8 trophies in his last
I
six
saw,
years.
I
I
saw
mean,
him
this
flaunting,
guy is a winner. This guy is
reminding
a winner. This
everyone.
guy is going to win. I mean, just give him a chance. He's going to win.
Okay,
So I
just
mean,
thank you.
things are bad. Things are bad right now. But for me, I don't believe that because we lost to Spurs in the manner that we lost, the manager should leave. But the English media is just waiting for United to play
No,
so
Josh, it's
they
not
can
about the
say that
English
Eric
media,
Ten Hag should
Josh.
leave.
It's not about the English media. Once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Sports Jazz, Josh and Isaac. Subscribe, turn on the notifications, hit the like button, guys. Uh, FC Porto versus Man United today in Portugal. And it's the preview. In the next segment, we're looking at predicted lineups. Ziad in the comment section goes on to say he won a Carabao. He won a Carabao. The run he had was way Charlton at home. Yeah, Charlton at home and crap like that. In other words, he had a soft, he had a soft landing
Yeah,
reaching the
but guess what?
semifinals.
Do you know who kicked out Arsenal? Do you know who kicked out
Reminder,
Arsenal in the Carabao Cup?
no, Joe, sure, we don't remember the FA semi-final. We bottled a three. Oh man, that was horrible to Coventry, George. We had to go to penalties. Josh, there you go. Josh, your predicted lineup tonight? Man United versus FC Porto versus Man United. Who do you have?
I do think that Rasmus Hoyland will start this game, and
Yeah.
Joshua Zirkzee will sit it out. But
Okay. I
United
thought.
must play. Yeah, United must play its strongest lineup, and its
Mm,
strongest lineup has Fernandez, maybe Eriksen and Ugarte in midfield.
drugs. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it has Ugarte, Eriksen, and Fernandez in midfield. Then at the back is Onana, Mazraoui, Dalot, and Lisandro Martinez and Delict. And
Yeah.
Marcus Rashford and Amad Diallo will be on either side of Rasmus Højlund.
I see. Ziad says Arsenal didn't take it seriously. Yeah.
And
You're
guess
talking
what they
about the
took?
team that knocked out Arsenal.
And
He's saying Arsenal didn't take it seriously.
and guess what they celebrated at the end of the season? Second place. I mean, that is not
Yeah.
United
Fred says
standards.
2 for United, 0 for Porto. That's I mean, a strong, especially I was going to say we are not home, but there's no more fear factor, no more Old Trafford factor. Whether we're home or not, we still lose. Fine, good players were signed, but no results. Josh, how long can Man United fans bear the loss? All what is needed is results, and the team isn't giving those. What do we say? Ah, Josh, in your face.
Yeah,
That was a comment for you
sorry.
there. That was a comment for you. Good players were signed, but no
Yes.
results.
Mm.
He goes on to say, Josh, how long can Man United fans bear the loss? All what is needed is results, and the team is not giving that. What do we
Yeah,
do?
I do accept that, and I do understand your comment, Anne. But I'm frustrated as well. I mean, I hope that United is giving us much more than it is giving us, and I berate the
No.
manager at times for the performances that he displays on match days. But I do understand that it is quite too soon for you to want a manager to leave because you had a couple of bad games. I mean,
Mm.
you hope that a manager can have a string of good games with proper routines. For me, if you have a couple of games and we keep seeing the performances that we saw against Spurs and Liverpool, then it means that the manager is too bad and he should leave the club. But it shouldn't be one game for me to make that decision. At least I know it is bad that we shall have lost much more games for us to make a change. But it is much better for you to wait a little bit longer than to rush a decision and fire the manager.
Okay. That's it, guys. Josh again putting up a strong defense for Ten Hag. And in his lineup, Josh, you expect Ten Hag? I mean, the setup, is it going to be the same formation as he's always done?
Sorry.
Is it going to be the same formation he's set up, Ten Hag?
Yeah. 4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1. And the players to look out for Josh tomorrow. By the way, my starting lineup, I have Onana in the goal. I have Mazarawi and Dallo as the fullbacks. Of course, I have CBs. I have the Butcher, left CB, and De Ligt as the right centre back. Maguire is injured, by the way. Maybe John Evans will be on the bench. But again, do not be surprised if John Evans starts. Ten Hag likes tinkering. Ten Hag likes
Come.
tinkering. In the midfield, I think I would really like to see both Ugarte and Casemiro playing together. I know again, Casemiro messed up the game against Southampton, but I would like to see every player messes up. We see the game against FC20. Ericsson squad, but again, he's the one who dropped the ball that led to the. Was it FC20, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that led to the equalizer. So, I mean, every player messes up. So, I would love to see that midfield of Ugarte and Casemiro with Fernandez ahead of. It's a. Let me give you this: Onana, the fullbacks, the fullbacks Mazarawi and Dallo, the CBs, the Ligt and Lisandro midfield. You have Ugarte, Casemiro, and Ericsson. I would love to see Bruno sit out this. He needs to sit out at least 1 or 2 games. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's one of our best performing players. He's done so much for the club, but it wouldn't hurt if he sat out this and comes back on the game against Villa very,
Don't,
very
yeah,
fresh.
but don't you think
Then
that it is always for a player like Bruno? Don't you think that
mm,
giving him much game time might kick him
he's
into
one of the players that he's
better
one of the
gear?
players that has not rested Josh.
Yeah, but he
That's why I'm
never
saying.
rests.
That's why I'm saying
As a
sitting out only
footballer,
this one game, it won't
he
hurt.
never rests.
I know he never rests, but again, rotation is good depending. Uh, and also, Josh, we've seen he's not been so good. I'm not
That
saying
is
he's
why
a bad player, but
actually that
he's
is
not
why
been. I mean, after
him
all
to
the
play.
games he's been given, he has started almost every game. It's okay for him to sit out this because he has not been producing results. I'm not saying he might come on this game, he might start, and he might perform very well, very
Yeah,
very
yeah,
well.
yeah,
He might shine,
yeah.
but I'm just
Me
saying if Ericsson was there,
for
then
him
I
to
have
change.
Amad Diallo and Ganacho on the wings, and of course Joshua Zaxi leading the line. Although Joshua
Yeah, I
Zaxi,
would
Josh
prefer.
needs to turn up. Joshua Zaxi
Yeah,
needs to turn up.
I kept telling you he has to score goals. This will be a difficult game for Man United. It
He
will
needs
be a
to score a
difficult
goal.
game.
Hi
I think
Sinan, what up?
yes, Sinan. It will be a difficult game for United. Maybe it will end in a draw.
Well, if it's a
But
draw, then that's bad
but
news for Ten
that's
Hag.
what you want. It would
No,
be good
just it's
news
not
for
what I
you.
want. To be honest, it's not what I want. I want United winning and not those scrappy,
Yeah.
scrappy wins. I want them firing. You saw
So
the
even a
game
win is not good
that
enough.
seven
I
nil
thought all you
against that
wanted
League
was a
Two,
win.
7-0 against that League Two team. Yeah, Barnsley. I mean, I know it was a League Two team, but it was very convincing. The joy.
Mm. Yeah.
Those are the kind of
I
wins that
hear
I
you.
want from Manchester United. Those are the kind of wins. Sinan, what's up? What's your predicted lineup tonight? Josh, players to look out for Manchester United.
Um, at this point, it's even a bit difficult to know which players
That's what I was
to
going
look
to
out
say.
for.
It's bad. It's bad. I mean, apart from Onana, uh, Ganacho, that's if he starts. Ericsson has tried to be consistent. Those are the only 3 players: Onana, Ganacho, and Ericsson.
For me, the players I think would be dangerous for tonight's game. They include uh, um, they include Bruno Fernandes if he does start the game.
Mm,
and Rasmus Højlund. Marcus
you
Rashford
really
has
like.
to pull up his socks. So for me, what I want is players like Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes to continue be given games, because we want them to change our fortunes. We expect them to do well for us.
Okay. Would you want to see Rashford on the score sheet tonight?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Definitely,
Well,
Rashford. I always want Rashford to score a goal,
let's wait and see
because
tonight, and I hope Man United turn up.
because of
I
the
hope
thin
Arsenal.
squad,
Sorry.
because of the thin squad we have up front, and the
Mm,
quality of players and where they are in their development. That is Ahmad Diallo and Ganacho and Zagzi and Rasmus Højlund. I really want Marcus Rashford to find his scoring boots, because then we shall have one experienced player in our forward line. You see, that is
Yo,
why
do you get the vibes,
I want
Josh? Do
him
you
to
get the vibes?
change.
Do you get the vibes that Marcus Rashford? I don't know whether it's you who said it, but like, I mean, if it's a bridge, he's about to cross. He's that person or player who's about to cross the bridge, but he never crosses it. You feel like he's
Yeah,
somewhere there. He has failed to cross over, yet it's time.
true.
This is the right time that he's supposed to be doing that. Because I mean, there are games when he shows those, and it's what I'm saying, just glimpses, glimpses, glimpses. But he has failed out. He has only given us one good season, of course, still under Eric Ten Hag, where he scored approximately. Were they close to 30 or 31 goals? And
I know.
I mean, ever since then, it's been horrible. It's been horrible, especially. Oh, he's good off the pitch. I mean, with his activities, but on the pitch, yo, something is lacking. That's why, to me, I would prefer also if he sits out this. We have Ganacho coming from the left side, and Amad Diallo as our right winger. I would really, really love that. That would be great. I'd love to see that electric performance from both players, because I know they are very electric, cutting in inside, especially Amad Diallo. Ganacho going wide, then later also gets in inside those crosses. That would be a very, very good. I mean, I would expect nothing but a beautiful performance from both players.
True.
Anyway, thank you so much, everyone that has been in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications. Man, sorry for Sports Jazz, Isaac and Josh. We've been here. The Man United supporters, rally behind your team. I know you're not happy. I know things don't look so good. Ziyad, rally behind your team. Sinan, rally behind your team. Josh, of course, we know you're already there, regardless of whatever results are coming. You're behind Manchester United. Whether they are losing a 5-0, you'll still be behind Manchester United. Actually, even behind the manager. You don't care if the manager is changed or not. But any true United supporter would be not feeling so good, especially with how Man United has performed. I mean, losing at Old Trafford with only one win this season. I mean, only one goal at Old Trafford still,
Yo,
scored by
Isaac,
Joshua Zirkzee. I keep on
Isaac,
saying
maybe
that
you
because
guys,
it's very hurtful.
Maybe you guys took off before me, but 100%. I mean, there is no way I can want a bad manager at Manchester United.
Then
My
why are you making
decision.
excuses for Ten Hag? Why do you want him
I am
to
not
get
making
more
excuses.
time?
The excuses
What?
are there.
No,
I want
no.
him to
Why do
get
you
more
want him
time
to get more time, Josh?
to get his shit together.
Okay, okay. What excuses are you talking about? The team being in transition, changing this, changing that.
Yes,
That's what you're saying.
yes,
And then
yes.
the injuries last season.
No more excuses.
Okay, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see, Josh, what you're saying. I see. Hi, Rasta Stokes. Shout outs to you. He says, Ten Hag out of my club is playing rubbish football because the manager is rubbish. Josh, you're alone. You're alone. Everyone wants Ten Hag out of the club because he's not doing so well. He's gambling. It's safe to say he's gambling recently. He's special, as I've pointed out. His substitutions are costing us picking the choice of players, no starting lineup, very very bad picks. And as a Manchester United fan, I'm worried, and any other Manchester United fans that love Manchester United, that love winning, that love trophies at the club, they should all be worried, because I'm telling you, if they lose tonight and they lose on Sunday, which is more likely that they are going to lose. Aston Villa played yesterday. They are resting. I know they are flying back. Actually, no, they were in England. It's a German that came in. They are resting, and they are so hyped after that 1-0 over Bayern Munich. Trust me, expect nothing. Expect nothing. Rather, expect nothing but beautiful football from United. Sinan says Onana, Mazarawi, Dallo, Delict, Martinez, Ugarte, Fernandez, Rashford, Ahmad, Zakzi, and Holland. Sinan, I don't see. I mean, who do you have? I don't know how. Who do you have? You would have Ugarte and Fernandez playing together. Then Rashford, sorry, then Zakzi behind Holland. I think maybe that's what you mean, with Rashford and Ahmad on the wings. And Fred says, I'm behind Josh. We die together.
Yeah, 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 yeah. 100%.
Thank you once again, guys, everyone. Sports Jazz, please subscribe, hit the like button, and
You
after
haven't
turn on the
given me your
notifications.
prediction. You haven't given me your prediction for the game.
Who, me? I did.
Yeah.
I did, Josh. But I'll say it again. Onana,
Yes.
Dallo, left back, Mazarawi, right back, left CB, the Butcher, Lisandro, right CB, Delict, midfield, Ugarte and Casemiro. Ahead of them, Ericsson. The wingers, left, Ganacho, right, Amad Diallo, and right to the top, at the top, leading the line, I would have Joshua Zakzi. That's it. Thank you once again, guys. Sports Jazz. I see another comment. Rasta Stock says, "Look, show trash. Look, show Trashford."
Ah,
Says Trashford can't wait for their contracts to be up. Man, Luke Shaw. Luke
they
Shaw
just
got
gave.
injured again.
No, Luke Shaw should leave the club.
They said he's coming back maybe after the international break. And also, Mason Mount got injured again, bro. I think, no, no, but I think that was during the other match, the game against Spurs. I think he got a head injury. Thank you, Rasta
Yeah, but
Bucks.
he
Thank
also
you,
has a
Ziad.
separate injury too.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Fred. Who is Sinania? Everyone in the comment section. Thank you so much, guys. See you very soon. Subscribe, like, and share the videos. Sinan says, I love to see Zax and Holland starting up together. I hope they do. I hope they do very soon. Signing out, guys. Sports Jazz, Josh, and Isaac. Subscribe, turn on your notifications, like, and share. Cheers, guys. And my score 2-1 for United. Josh, your score? Well, it seems Josh is not available.
Yeah, I'm available. The game is just too hard. You
Your
know,
score, Josh?
I'm
We're going
struggling with
off.
what I want and what might
And
be.
that
What
explains everything.
Yeah, what
Cheers,
I want.
guys.
3-0, 3-0.
3-0 for United. Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
Sports Jazz.